You cannot cut this.
It's futile.
I'm sorry.
There's no cutting.
If you cut that, you have to cut. I don't give permission to run over.
You were addicted. How many times have you done it now?
99.
99?
Yeah.
By the way, I love when you speak English.
Oh, come on.
Because you speak with a French and Iranian, like you have a very unique brogue kind of, I'm a professor, but I have this, and also I talk like the 5-star. You're mixing it all, It's really lovely. I love it. Nobody speaks like you. That's the answer.
Yeah. That's why stage for me is not interesting, because after I have to meet tons of new people and so many interesting people, and there's no more room. I have already 100% and person in my life, very important, very close friends, and I want to spend more than 3 days per year for each of these very close friends.
That's incredible. I don't know if I've ever heard someone say that. That's such an interesting idea.
Whatever I experienced in my past 58 was nothing compared to what I will find after. This is nothing. I don't have to be proud of that. There's nothing to be proud of.
It's November 20, 2025. This is Roqe. Well, hi there. Welcome to episode 397 of Roqe. I'm Jian Gomeshi. Salam dostan aziz. Durud bar shoma. I hope you are doing well wherever you are tuning in from around the world on this edition of Roqe. He is back, and not just back on stage, back in full color, full force, full Shahrokh. The legendary dancer, actor, and theatrical shapeshifter Shahrokh Moshkin Ghalam returns to the Roqe Studio, fresh off a wild, poetic, and delightfully raunchy performance of Aref Nameh right here in Toronto this past weekend. We're going to talk about that show, which had Iranians howling inside a church, the century-old poem that still stings today, why he's moved from pure dance into bold theatrical storytelling, and how an artist who once embodied movement itself had to reinvent everything after the pandemic. It's been an interesting few years for Shahrokh. He is always interesting. He's always quite funny. A conversation about poetry, about provocation, exile, identity, the unstoppable force that is Shahrokh, coming up in just a few moments right here in the Roqe Studio. I have a new thing that I'm going to say to people when I say goodbye. Super P, that's
Hello.
Parisa. Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I have okay, so when I say goodbye to people now, so say goodbye to me.
Goodbye, Jian.
Zende bashi.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I'm not sure if I'm going to say Zende bashin or Zende bashid.
Both is correct.
Okay.
So you're
So like on the weekend I was at a mehmuni, I was at a party of the Javuna, the young people, and this guy in who, I don't know, he was probably maybe 30, or maybe 25, young guy. Guy in his 20s comes and he's like wearing a corduroy jacket and stuff, and at the end of the night he's saying goodbye to everybody, and he was like Zende bashin, Zende bashin, and I was like, first of all, I thought that was one of those things that I know from my father from Sad Salapisha Khuzestan, right? Like I thought this was like an old thing to say.
It's kind of is. It's
Well, I think this guy was like a hipster, so he was like saying it because it's cool somehow. But then I was like, oh, I got to use that because it's partly like an ode to my father's generation and partly just something that I'm going to make my own thing, So Zende bashid.
Oh, so you stole his thing.
No, I stole. Yeah, I guess I kind of did. But I like it. Now, for those of you, there's 10% of the Roqe audience that are non-Iranians. So Zende bashin just means live, right? Be alive.
Be alive.
I mean, the actual translation is be alive, which is a weird thing to say when, all right, see you later, be alive. But but it kind of works in Persian. Zende bashi. It also means like kind of way to go, kind of, or something, right? Like if you say, I got an A on my essay, I would say zende bash.
No.
No?
That doesn't work. No. Just don't make
Doesn't
things
it?
up.
No, but isn't zende bash something you say to someone who's just like done something good or accomplished something? Like if you, is that not, that's not a thing?
Not really, no.
Oh, you
No,
see?
you're
I
not.
can't tell. Maybe she's lying to me. Maybe it is something that, you know, maybe she's having these mashadis. You have to be careful.
Mashhadi.
Zende Bashid. Let's get to our feature interview. Today's edition of Roqe is brought to you in part by Quasar Homes. Quasar is a name synonymous with quality, detail, and innovation in Toronto's custom home building and major renovations. Founded and led by Amir Firouz, Quasar Homes has become a trusted choice for families who want exceptional craftsmanship and a seamless building experience with a passion for creating homes that combine elegance, comfort, and functionality. Amir and his team continue to raise the standard of living for homeowners across the city. They also happen to be the sponsors of the Roqe Media Icon Award at our Roqe Lives. If you are looking to build, consider Quasar. Check them out at Quasar Homes on Instagram. Thank you, Quasar Homes. All right. Well, my featured guest today is a returning champion that we love having on this program. He's one of those rare artists who seems to dance even when he's standing still. A body that became an instrument, a face that became a mask, and then a full theatrical universe that he has been building for decades between Khorramshahr and Paris, between Persian myth and European stagecraft, between classical poetry and very contemporary provocation. Shahrokh Moshkin Ghalam is an actor, a dancer, a choreographer, a director who left Iran as a teenager, immersed himself in theater and art history in France, graduating from the University of Paris and specializing in Middle Eastern folkloric and mystical dance. He went from the legendary Théâtre du Soleil to become the first Iranian member of the prestigious Comédie Française, taking on roles from Molière to Spanish classics on one of Europe's most revered stages. At the same time, he spent years crafting a distinct language of movement and performance, fusing Persian classical music, poetry, and myth with influences from Indian, Indonesian, flamenco traditions, and bringing characters from Rumi, the Shahnameh, and modern Iranian literature to life in an unmistakable gender-blending, stylized way that audiences around the world instantly recognize as Shahrokh. These days, he has stepped back somewhat from pure dance, but he has not stepped away from the stage. His latest touring production, Aref Nameh, based on the satirical, often very explicit poem by Iraj Mirza from about a century ago, takes on hypocrisy, morality, desire, power, with a mix of humor, raunch, and reverence for language. This past Saturday, he performed Aref Nameh in Persian here in Toronto at St. Andrew's Church. Yes, this very Iranian, very cheeky, very adult material in a church to a packed diaspora crowd hanging on every line. He is an artist of exile, of embodiment, of constant reinvention, from dance to theater, from Iran to Paris to stages around the world. Shahrokh Moshkin Ghalam joins me now in the Roqe Studio. Hello, sir.
Wow. You write better than you talk.
Oh, you were about to say something nice, and then
That was nice.
At the end, you had to turn it. You had to
That
say,
was nice.
You write better than you talk.
Yeah, it's the case of most of the huge writer like Shakespeare.
Okay.
Yeah, you write like Shakespeare.
Shakespeare didn't speak well. He just wrote well.
Shakespeare, yeah, he was an actor. He couldn't talk good, but when he was just saying on stage what he was writing, he was Shakespeare then.
It's an impressive, I mean, the introduction.
Compliment for you.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you. Well, thank you. The comparison to Shakespeare, I'll take as a writer. But the introduction.
That was just an example.
In as much as the introduction was full of compliments, it's also all true. You've had quite a body of work.
No, that's right. It's full of truth. and as a resume, of course, and you did it well. And I was impressed myself to to see in just few lines my life, my past life. I saw it. Wow, that was impressive for someone who just hear that in a minute. You do believe, oh wow, what a Superman.
Are you, Shahrokh, are you the kind of person that will allow yourself to be proud and happy with what you've done, or are you khajalati about it, or sort of, or you always think of things you could have done better?
None of them.
None of those options.
None of those options.
Achieve, right? Which one?
I know that is my past life. I know that. I cannot deny it. But I cannot be happy, proud, or sad what I did. I was young. I had to do all experiences. Lots of them now, it's morally bad.
Morally bad.
Morally bad, yeah, of course. Now, for my age, 58, I can't have the same desire when I was 20. I could have sex with everyone, everywhere, with everything. There was no boundary, but there's a lot now.
No,
I'm just.
We're only 3 minutes in, but I'm happy to go here. If you, it's and since you've led us there, you used to have sex with anything and everything. And now, now you don't have it, you don't have the desire. Or you don't feel.
I'm controlling my desire. I'm in abstinence for 5 years now. And I have
fully 100%.
100%, even masturbation.
You can make the movement, yeah. So we understood. You don't even masturbate. You don't pleasure yourself.
Not anything about pleasure, even food. I'm vegan 100% and suffering for non-eating, for fasting for like 40 days, for non-eating, non-sex, or whatever. Whatever is the pleasure of body, you have to control everything at my age. So you have few more
many years
months.
to go. Yeah, few more months, exactly. Wait a minute, though. I remember, a former conversation we had 2 or 3 years ago, and you said you were trying this abstinence thing. This is now 5 years.
Now 5 years.
And interestingly, I don't think you mind me saying, you're a very sexual kind of person. You have a sexual persona. You work with sexual material, like this new play. So it's quite interesting that you feel the need to control. What is it that you need to control?
The need is just to know that power is on me to control whatever is my best. I can use easily. This is my comfort zone, my beauty, my outside, my capacity, my IQ, EQ, whatever I've done. This is my...
What does that have to do with sex?
Sex is as well. So I used sex.
You mean you don't want to use those things?
Yeah,
you don't
I
want
used it when I was young.
You used it when you were young, but now you don't want to exploit sex to get what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to work harder for it.
I am working harder.
But what about pleasure? What's wrong with feeling good?
It's a comfort zone. It's very comfortable.
To not feel good?
No, it's a comfort zone to feel good.
And you don't want that comfort zone?
No, I don't want, because you learn nothing when you're in your comfort zone.
Wow. That's so interesting. I guess that's, interestingly enough, that's the basis of a lot of sort of religious ideas, like a monk will presumably...
Philosophy.
Not
religion. Yeah, religion, abuse of philosophy. That's how they became religion.
But can
because they do believe whatever you understand from a philosophy is a point of view. It is your bias. You are limited by your vision, and also for your audition. You are limited by your audition. So you have only few frequency you can cap. And for each of us, it's different. And you cannot have your idea about philosophy, which is a general. Philosophy is a general, is an idea, is a theory. And you can have just an idea about a philosophy, and that become religion. Religion was created by a bias. way to interpret things.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Quran is not readable by your bias of religion. I can read Quran like a beautiful poem. When I read it, I enjoy it. I cry when I read Surah Al-Yusuf, Ahsan al-Qasas. So the most beautiful story in Quran, the story about Joseph. He is a prophet, but about what? This prophet is just metaphorically a prophet, like all other prophets.
Okay, but sorry, 3 steps back.
Come back.
I need to just understand a bit more about the sex piece. No, I'm sorry, no, but I really, real talk. I really want to understand.
Okay.
By not having sex,
Abstinence. You're in abstinence.
Abstinence.
Whatever.
You don't
like
desire. You're not
to
distracted.
Eat. You are hungry. You're extremely hungry, and you have a good kebab in front of you.
Yes.
You are carnivore. I'm not talking about.
Yes.
Myself, I'm vegan.
If you don't eat the kebab, what do you gain?
Yeah, and nothing. You don't eat whatever you need, because a need is just here. Your body doesn't. Really.
So it's about discipline.
Is a mind. Is a problem of mind.
But you
My
said you
desire,
learn
sexual
more.
desire is just a problem of mind, and that occupied 70% of my time, and I want to use this time for better thinking.
Maybe so you were sort of addicted.
I'm not addicted.
You were.
I'm trying. I were
You was,
addicted
yeah.
to sex like you. To you cannot cut this.
futile.
I'm sorry.
There's no cutting.
If you cut that, you have to cut. I don't give permission to run over.
You were addicted, and that was part of the reason why you felt like curbing that, harnessing that, controlling that. It gives you.
Yeah,
So would you say that you've been more
using your
productive?
charm.
Have you been more? Yes. To get
using your charm to get whatever you want.
but you're still using your charm.
Yeah, but I don't get what I want because I don't want. That's why abstinence means this. You cannot deny your capacity. I cannot be ugly. I try to be ugly. I shave my hair. I look like a camion driver now, compared to what I were before.
You look extremely handsome.
That means you are attracted to camion drivers like me. I'm so touching you.
Please don't wreck the table. خواهش میکنم. Okay. Maybe we'll come back to some of this, because it's very interesting for me. It really is. I want to learn from you.
Oh no.
No kebab, no sex. I don't really know.
No dairy.
No dairy.
anything.
No
Yeah.
dairy. No cheese. Right.
No stage, and I try, and it's the hardest part.
No stage.
No stage.
You
because,
just performed a show.
Oh yeah, that's why. That's why I'm suffering. We are talking about.
Oh,
it.
you're suffering.
Yeah, I'm suffering to be on stage now. There's no more enjoying.
So
being
the
on
stage was another one of those pleasures that
Yeah.
you weren't able to control.
No, I can't. During the show, I was about to leave the stage. So I can't handle that situation. That was too hard to me. I was playing, and suddenly I realized I cannot go. I was just stuck at my table. There was a very long moment of silence on my body and mind. I said, I can't go over. What should I do? Can I just leave the stage and say, I can't continue. I'm suffering. I was suffering because that words, very heavy words in my mouth that couldn't be very easily say because my mind was set somewhere else.
Let me just give people to context for this, because I was there. But you're saying this right now. But what you did the other night, Aref Nameh, there's only 3 people in the play. It's one of them just playing songs, a woman that comes in does a little dance. But almost for an hour and a half, it's just you doing a monologue. Rapid fire, quite quickly, these poems from Iraj Mirza and I wouldn't even think there'd be time in your mind to freeze or think about suffering. I mean, you are a man on stage by himself doing this quite a remarkable performance that is both physical and mental and poetic and difficult. I mean, خودم مثلا فکر کنم 60% فهمیدم. بعدش یه کسی somebody said to me today, a friend of mine who's came from Iran just a few years ago, so their Farsi is obviously great, who was there, he said, I didn't understand most of it. It's very difficult, and he speaks quite fast. So all of that is going on. I mean, it's a masterful performance. I don't say that to just be tawrifi. I mean, I thought you were incredible, as I often think, you know, and you're not even, there wasn't even dancing, you were using your body, but that side of you wasn't even there on stage. And you're saying that through all of that you felt and the standing ovation at the end, you felt suffering.
And so fun, so that was so funny, because normally it's so paradoxical, because you look enjoying what you're doing, especially when you're suffering. And that man, Iraj Mirza, was suffering about the society. What he was saying, if I had to play it correctly, which I did, I think, that's why you feel it. And I was suffering, because Iraj was suffering about what he was saying. And I was so much suffering.
That's different then.
Because
so you're saying you're suffering because you were in the character.
Yeah.
Well, that's different from I'm suffering because I don't want to be on stage.
No. That was not an imposed role to me. That was a chosen one. Because I felt so similar to him. And each time I was playing that, I was like suffering like him. When you are very angry about someone, you can even be so rough saying something you can never believe you will say this to your beloved, to your mom. Can you say fuck? But we said that. I said that to my lovers, to my mom, to my parents. When you're angry, you can say so many bad words, and then you realize, oh my gosh, is that me? Can I apologize? Do I apologize enough to my beloved or lovers, to my mom, to my friends? How rough I can be when I'm angry. So then you realize that I'm playing a role of a philosopher, a thinker, a writer, a beautiful poet, a good man. He was a good man, Iraj Mirza. He was not accepting in a society when he was just hanging with friends. Anyone could say some bad words, even ulaq, khar, shit, fuck. He left this in the area immediately when people talk like heavily like that.
But what he wrote is quite provocative.
He was not writing a book. That was his delnevishte. It was the intimate journal for him. After he passed away, friends, they took all this piece surrounded by books and everywhere. Whatever they find, they put them together to make a Divan Iraj.
And why were you attracted to doing this?
I was very provocative when I was younger. I was like 30, something like that, when I play one of the Manzume, very long poem of Iraj Mirza, inspired by Shakespeare, Venus and Adonis of Shakespeare. And he wrote Zohro Manucher, 500 lines, and I did play the role of Venus. I was the Venus of Shakespeare.
Of course you were.
Yeah, and I played so well. And Dr. Karimi Hakkak, he saw that, he said, oh, you should work on Aref Nameh. This is gonna be a masterpiece, and you are the only Persian who can say bad words on stage without hurting people. Because you don't feel the heaviness of this bad words in Persian, because you grew up in Iran, not in Iran. I grew up in France, in Paris. So these words like this is not so heavy.
You can say
to
it
my
here.
ear.
It's a safe zone here.
I can say, or
Please,
you can just put a beep.
No, you say whatever you want here.
Yeah, you can beep it. It's like all this cough, cough, cough. All started with cough. It's interesting, and you can say that, without being hurt, and no one is hurt. It's interesting. The way you say that, it's interesting. I started to work on this like 25 years ago, but unfortunately, there was no musician or singer who wants to be on stage and being treated like that, and to make understand to people. Maybe there is a relation between them, so anyone wants to work for that role.
You know what I thought was really interesting is the show was 18 plus, adults only, right?
Yeah, because they pushed us to straight.
Which it's so interesting to me because there's no sex or violence or
are you joking?
Well, no. In the show,
In the show, I'm talking.
it's words.
Yeah,
it's all words.
But there's action.
Well, there's one action, but
and that's enough.
For the most part, what's quote unquote offensive is the language, and
both.
And do you think that that's particular to the Iranian community, or do you think that if this was in another language, it would be considered still as offensive?
French,
because comedians go there.
Yeah, I see so many French going to that kind of performances. We can see violence physically, nude people fucking each other on the stage for one of the most prestigious festival in the world. Festival d'Avignon, Festival d'Art d'Avignon, from the city Avignon.
Okay.
And this is one of the hugest theater art festival in the world during a month. I think it's July. Yeah, it's in July for like 30 days. There is a full theater on the street everywhere. 9,000 pieces of theater, pure theater from all around the world are happening per day.
Okay.
Per day.
And there's people naked on stage.
And people naked on stage, 12 hours, Olivier P. and all the French people with kids were just watching, and no one was moving. And there was a huge difference of culture in between French theatrical or art addicted people and Iranian. Iranian are going to the events because they think it's for entertaining. They're not coming to Iraj Mirza, Aref Nameh for passing a time to understand something so deep and important of our sickness.
Does that bother you? That Iranians don't come with that intention?
I'm talking about the reality. What bothers me is being on stage and thinking that I can do something for this society. No. I do not believe.
I can't do something.
I do not believe anymore. I'm not hopeless, but I do not believe anymore that I am as important as I thought before. When I was younger, I thought I have a real important message for my people. But now I think still I have some message, but not for everyone.
But I have to say, I thought interestingly, I mean, in a world where you can turn on your computer and watch all kinds of porn or whatever, that whatever is considered raunchy, I thought there was something quite, even though it was mostly words, there was something about you doing that in a church that I thought, actually, this feels like I'm watching something transgressive. Like we're not in an underground club doing illicit drugs, but yet this feels like we're doing something, I don't know if I'd say wrong, but it feels like we're doing something, you're pushing the envelope by us sitting there and doing, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, you tell me, but I think if the pastors of that church knew, like if they knew the translations of what you were saying, they might not be as happy with you renting the place or or occupying it. How did it feel to be on stage on a pew, like in the church?
Especially me now, after 5 years of abstinence, I was even farther than the father of the church. When he came to me, I saw in his eyes, he wants to have sex with me. I'm sorry, Father. I'm in abstinence for 5 years. You have to wait 2 more years.
Oh,
That
I
was
see.
my first.
It's a 7-year.
approach. But that was really,
the father can have
yeah,
her in 2 years.
in
yeah.
2 years. He was not bad looking. He was good. My age. He was kind of my taste.
You saw this all in his eyes. Yes.
And body. Don't go farther, please. Let's be serious.
So he is happy with. So
When-
he didn't have a problem with the show.
He would be more happy to believe what I'm doing is truly what I'm saying.
What else did he say with his eyes?
you know, he asked me. But before, when I arrived, I saw this building, this cathedral, whatever it is, so beautiful. I took pictures. Then the entrance was not the main door for me. The entrance, we had to pass through the side, and so several other people was entering the building, the church. They was looking like very Middle Eastern, some strange people. We get there to change and to see the venue the day before, and we saw so many shoes. Over there, like
a
for
mosque.
the entrance of the mosque, and we heard a sound of Allahu Akbar.
Really?
Allahu Akbar, and they were just like praying, like 150 people were just praying in Islamic way. Say, I think we are in the wrong place. We get to the mosque, the stand-up church. We should go to the left. He said, yes. It's by that way.
Oh, I see. It wasn't the church. You went to a mosque.
That was a part of church.
That's for Islam.
Renting to Muslims.
Wow.
Churches
The
renting.
next thing is to do Aref Nameh there. I think
It-
that'll really be do it in
I said,
a
so
mosque.
if they rent a part of their church to the mosque, why not to fuck to our
And also to fuck, yeah. See, you've been abstinent for
and
5 years, but it's still in your mind.
No,
it's
no. I'm not denying what I am. I'm controlling what I am. This is the third time I'm repeating.
Listen,
it.
after 7 years, it's going to
Definitely
be
you don't.
it's going to be quite an explosion when after you let the control go. I mean, it's going to be a.
This is what I asked to Buddha when he came to me to push me to have 7 years of abstinence.
He didn't look you in the eyes and say something.
No, because the eyes of Buddha is not open. He is hearing what I'm saying, not you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Not
yeah.
like you.
I'm listening to everything you're saying.
No,
I'm picking up on little things.
I'm
It bothers you
repeating
that I pick
constantly.
Up on
I'm
little things.
repeating the same thing because
No,
you
no,
don't
no. It's
hear
because
it.
I pick on little things and I want to ask you about. Then you get
Yeah,
frustrated
because
you're not
your
used to being
stream
challenged.
of consciousness is going too fast. You have to control stream.
How much do I? Okay. Listen, you control yourself. I don't. you
Yeah,
don't
I
need to
control myself
yeah.
and yourself.
You want to control me too.
I'm controlling.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
By the way, I love when you speak English
Oh, come on.
because you speak with a French and Iranian. Like you have a very unique brogue kind of. I'm a professor, but I have this, and also I talk like the 5-star. You're mixing it all, It's really lovely. I love it. Nobody speaks like you. Is that your phone?
Who's running? No.
Oh, okay.
I don't have rings. Okay. And my brother said, it's strange because I have two brothers in the United States. They're born here. And he said, it's strange. When you talk in English, suddenly you have a Turkish accent.
Sometimes. I love it. I love the way you talk. You
Yeah,
talk like you actually speak like a philosopher, and now you have the mustache to go.
The mustache was just for Iraj, and my first Iraj has the very tiny mustache, like half of
The one that goes up a little bit?
and goes up a little bit. He was very, but now I'm not anymore that clackable. I'm more like a camion driver. Myself.
But actually mustaches are super back now. Like everybody's got
I'm not
it's very hip to have
following
a mustache.
mode. You know that. I create
You look very
mode.
chic right now. You
Thanks
look like you're
so
on a
much.
runway.
I'm your taste once again.
That's Well, that's true. I do find you. I've always thought you're very handsome.
Yeah. 2 more years.
You have to. There's a lineup. The father, me. God knows in every city there's somebody who has to wait 2 years. When you talk about this, because after COVID, I remember you took it was kind of shocking. I remember at the time, because you were performing a lot and you were dancing a lot, and you said, "I'm done. I'm not going on the stage."
Yeah.
And you were having I don't know if you're having a rough time, if it's fair to say that, but you were kind of struggling with where you wanted to go in life. And now you seem like you've found some kind of middle ground. You're not performing as much, but you're coming and doing a show like this that is very much, it's not a cameo, like I say. I mean, this is you on stage. This must have taken a lot of preparation. This is you solo pretty much for an hour and a half. Tell me about how you feel when you leave that stage and when you know there's another city coming up.
Oh yeah, very right. 5 years ago, starting with the pandemic, there was like a general panic, and I started to have panic attacks for the first time in my life, because that was exactly the same time then my divorce happened. My heart was broken, and I was like desperate, completely out of my mind and body. And COVID started. I couldn't go back to France, and suddenly I lost my green card, and they deported me. And I was stuck in the United States with no job, no hope, no love, no home, no bank account, anything. I was like empty suddenly. And there was just one way to survive. It's just meditating. Yeah, I start to meditate, abstinence of everything.
Oh, ayahuasca was another way. You did that, I remember.
That came right after.
Okay.
When I understood there's just one way to just take a refuge to the desert in Arizona, and then I found several very interesting person like Hamid Tarandi, who took me for my first experience of ayahuasca. I heard about before by friends, but I never could believe I will do this near-death experiences. And why? I couldn't. My mind was too fixed on science, and anything above science could be a good answer for me. And so ayahuasca couldn't be my way to understand things. I was sure about my IQ. I was enough intelligent to understand everything. There was no question about anything. Then, first time I had that experience of ayahuasca, everything just was gone. Everything. My mind was gone. Because I did that experience. I passed away, and I came back. When I came back, after having that experience, another realm, another parallel life, and I came and get out and came back several times, I find a way. There was a tunnel. Like I could just choose to be in another life in the same time. During my
What do you see when you're there?
I see lots of very interesting things, and right now I can see it. If I want, I can be in my parallel life. I'm talking with you, and I'm in my parallel life, because it's your stream of consciousness. Your stream of consciousness can be present in several levels in the same time, depending how you can find this gymnastic to jump from one to other.
Are you the same person in the parallel life? Or are you a different version of yourself?
You are just one version of yourself here, and one version of yourself in each of the parallel lives. and you can.
So each time you do ayahuasca, do you go back to that same parallel life, or it's another one?
It's interesting for me to discover one more of myself.
And
each time.
how many times have you done it now?
99.
99?
Yeah.
See, I think about you sometimes when I've never done it still. And people...
Sure, this is the only thing I can give to my beloved is do once in your life experience ayahuasca experience with one very important shaman. You have to be sure about your shaman because there's lots of
I'm scared of it.
Yeah,
I've done heavy drugs, and I've had I've known what a bad trip is.
It's not a bad trip. All that shit. I'm sorry. Beep. You can beep.
Like
Yeah.
you've just said fuck 100
I
times. You know? Now you're
You
like
can beep, beep.
apologizing for saying shit. Control yourself, man. No, what's nobody has a bad trip on ayahuasca, or nobody has a
there's no bad
dangerous
trip.
experience.
No. There's no danger. There was one accident because the person, you have to write a lot about your capacity. If you have a heart problem, disease, whatever, you have to write it. Some people, because they want absolutely to do the experience, they lie. And there was just one accident.
And doing it 99 times is not it's not dangerous, I guess. You're here. I mean,
Yeah.
do you throw up? Do you
You throw up a lot.
you throw up a lot?
Yeah.
Still.
No,
In the 98th time,
no.
no.
I do not anymore because I don't eat before. For 40 days, I'm just doing my abstinence of food, and so there is anything.
You're slim now too. Is that from being vegan?
What?
You've gotten very slim.
Oh, I don't know.
You're kami budi.
Ah, bon? Okay.
No?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, sometimes I'm just.
Is that being a vegan, do you think?
I'm 100% vegan. Yeah, and I do not eat so much. I enjoy being waiting for the last moment to eat when the need is real for your body. And
So you don't eat during the day?
nothing. Yeah. Before my performance,
This is the control thing.
especially for my performance, I never eat during the day of a performance
At all?
at all. If my stomach is full, my mind cannot be 100% active.
That's true.
Even for now, I did at nothing. Otherwise, I couldn't talk to you.
You'd be in some sort of food coma. Like you'd be sleepy or something.
Immediately, when I eat, I have to go somewhere just like an animal.
And then when you eat, how do you... My problem is, like, I tried the intermittent fasting for a long time, but then by the time I ate, I wanted to eat it. Like, I would ruin it all because I would eat so much. You know, I'd be like,
cannot.
okay, I did the 16 hours, now I want to
After
eat.
72 hours, when you're fasting, because you have to start with 72 hours, 3 days, nothing. After 72
Not even
hours,
polo.
you cannot you cannot eat as much anymore, and then you keep this new habit of your body, a body much lighter, a mind much brighter, and especially you feel much better, more energy you have for doing everything. You sleep better, you talk less, you hear more. It's perfect.
Shahrokh, if your life is a book and it has different chapters in it, which chapter do you think we're in? Like there's chapter 1 is Khuzestan and then going to, and then maybe Paris and your school days and your performances in French and in France and then maybe the becoming the global Iranian kind of beloved performer. I mean, where are we now?
I don't know. For you or for myself?
For me, I'm asking.
For you, I don't know. For you, I don't know where I am, because most of the people around me who are my closest friends and family, I'm surrounded by 100% very close to me, maybe. 100, I can say. 100% are really very close to me, but any of them agree about me, my closest friend, They share lots of similar point about my character, but each of them has a different view of me and myself. I'm lost on my visions because I'm trying to just be out of understanding of what is the description of others about me. I'm just hearing you.
You want to self-define?
No, I don't want it. I don't want to be influenced by your vision about
Influenced by my vision.
Influenced. Yeah. I want to hear it. For example, I create a game, means fly, names fly, magas. You can be somewhere and hear your friends talking about you, but you cannot react. They
Fly
don't.
on the wall.
They don't understand the language of fly. So, but you understand their language.
Yes.
They are talking about you. You hear it,
Yes.
and you better shut up, because otherwise, if you do, bzzz, they.
Yes.
So, and
But I asked you what chapter you thought you were in.
Yeah,
and
I know.
then you
I'm
said,
yeah.
"What will you
Yeah.
for me or for you?" And I mean, I don't
for
need to
you,
answer
for
that.
you, I don't know.
Well, I'm not.
For
I'm
you, I
asking
don't know.
you.
Yeah. For myself, that's why I ask you. For who? For myself.
Most of my questions directed at you are for you to answer.
Yeah.
Just
for
if we
me,
could say that.
I'm just trying to understand who I am, and I'm a beginner. I started 5 years ago with my first ayahuasca experience. I saw a part of myself which was hidden in my darkness, and I sank into my darkness, ocean of my darkness, unknown. And what I'm discovering was afraid me in the beginning, and now that becomes so interesting. My darkest part of myself, and my Ahriman, my satanic part of myself, which was used for 53 years. My satanic person. I'm just analyzing my satanic.
You want to go that far to say satanic?
Yeah, everyone has.
Oh,
this
I see. Okay.
Ahriman.
I mean, it's sort of metaphorically.
Yeah, of course. Ahriman, which is the same.
The good and evil side.
Yeah. But Ahriman is darkness, and Ahura Mazda is lightness. So I'm just trying to balance myself. The only way to see the balance, to reach the balance, is as a light, seeing your darkness and understanding the whole darkness. For understanding, you have to penetrate. All your light has to penetrate to your full darkness to reach the peace, the balance. And I'm trying to be my whole light, going to my whole darkness to discover everything and don't leave anything of my darkness. And this is my goal. I think not in 2 years, but hopefully in 20 or 30 years, I will reach this.
What's your relationship to, I want to say almost your previous self, since you're talking about this as if there's pre being 53 years old and after the last 5 years. I mean, when you think about the Shahrokh 10 years ago on stage at Tea or Gone, twirling in a circle, what's your relationship to that period of your life? Really?
Thankfulness. Yeah, I'm really glad having the chance to have had that body, that intelligence, and that fortune to be born in that family with this much books, that IQ, that genetic informations, that physics, that understanding.
That's great. You see all that.
Everything. Well, I see that, and I'm thankful having had that to leave me at my age, 58, reaching that point of knowledge, which is just knowing myself is the best knowledge. I could read a lot about books and philosophy and everything, others, but being in denying myself because I don't know it.
And what's something that you definitely know about yourself now that you wouldn't have known about yourself as a man in his 30s?
What I'm knowing now, then I think it's impossible for someone to, at the age of 30, it's whatever I experienced in my past 58 was nothing compared to what I will find after. This is nothing. I don't have to be proud of that. There's nothing to be proud of. It have to be. I had to be to reach this moment of my life, to this moment of my understanding of who I am.
It's funny because it's almost not about age in a sense that I'm listening to you. Sometimes the way you're saying something makes it sound like you believe you've become old, and now that I'm 58, I was doing these. And some of the things you're saying feels like you're just at the beginning, like there's this rebirth.
Yeah, it's a rebirth. When I had my first experience of rebirth 5 years ago, I felt suddenly a beautiful little boy coming up out of me, and strangely, this one is more masculine than the other one. My new little boy of 5 years is very masculine,
even though he's not having sex.
Even with my tendency, because I have lots of sexual dreams during the night, and I have the automatic orgasm, without hand free.
Oh, so wait, you still do have
No.
you ejaculate?
Of course,
Oh.
during the night with the dream. And
You wake up and you've really, that's...
I have to change myself every day.
Wow, okay.
Almost every day.
So you
not every
can't
day, every
control
night.
the abstinence in some when it comes
You
to
can't
sleep.
control when you are awake, but when you are
You still go there in your
of
dreams.
course, but of course less than 5 years ago. 5 years ago that was every night, and now it's like maybe one or twice a week. You want details?
Yes, actually, if you're willing to explain exactly what happens.
I can't. It's not so interesting. So when I'm talking about abstinence, is controlling yourself. It's not controlling your mind. It's gonna be like in 30 years, being able to control your stream of consciousness, to be quiet and being concentrated in just one thing, your expiration تنفس. Suddenly, تنفس is
instincts?
no.
Oh.
Your
breathing.
Your breathing. Thank you.
Kind
Your breathing. When you can just be fully in your mind, tied to one element is your breathing. For 1 hour, just 1 hour. For 1 hour. If you can just do this for 1 hour per day,
That's amazing.
So you see,
So
maybe you can control also your mind during the night for not ejaculating anymore.
This was your issue.
It's not an issue.
Ejaculating
It's a capacity.
I don't think I've done that, ejaculating in the middle of the night.
Because you do a lot of masturbation during the day. I know.
That's true. I exhaust myself, so I can't. Oh my God, there's many things to get to. I know I can't keep you forever, though. Do you miss dancing?
Not at all. I don't miss anything, even my lovers. I'm just so in the joy of discovering more of myself. I cannot be occupied by anything else.
You know what's interesting is when you just said the new me is more masculine.
Mm-hmm.
I was reflecting on the fact that we live in an era, at least in the West, and I think hopefully in most of the world, where gender constructs have broken down. There's gender fluidity is considered more acceptable, or whatever. And But you were doing this a lot, well before others, in terms of playing with gender, or almost having an androgynous presence in some of your dance and some of your performance.
I am 100% androgynous.
You are.
Yeah. I'm both hormonal androgynous, and also I'm sexually I'm transgender. That means in both sides, even my mind. Like
you
hormonal.
think half as a woman.
My inside is a huge woman, is a Venus, is a goddess of love, and my outside is another god, which is Apollon, and also Dionysus. I have both the god of love and wine out of my body and in my soul, Venus. So we call that kind of a person a transgender. That means you have a gender in your inner gender, and which is in complete opposite of your body, and you accept and love both.
Now, my presumption would be 20 or 30 years ago, that would be much less accepted in the Iranian community.
Still now.
You don't feel like that's changed?
Oh no, I cannot even talk about that with my very close friends or lovers, because they are.
Can't talk about it with your lovers.
Yeah, because my lovers mostly they were like gay closeted, and it's very difficult for them to understand what is being yourself 100%, and the knowledge of knowing yourself 100%, and how we can reach that. There's not a very easy way to understand who you are. You have to pass through very hard experiences like ayahuasca. You have to throw up a lot.
When you have performed with playing with gender, with androgyny, has that been to push the culture? Has that been for political reasons or simply artistic?
I was not provocative for being provocative. I was provocative by my being, because I was like gay in a very masculine family, and they wanted me to be different, being like them, and I was myself. And I learned how to be myself and being so rough to others, just being myself. They did believe I'm a provocative, but I was not provocative to provoke them. I was provocative because I was myself, because they don't accept me as I am.
Do you still think you're provocative?
You were talking about Shahrokh before.
You don't think you still are? I don't know. As your friend said, I can't remember. I'm sorry who it was, but as your friend said, I'm not sure anybody. I'm not sure I can think of anybody who could perform what you did on Saturday night in the church in Toronto to 700 people the way you do, and I do think it was to a certain extent provocative.
Oh yeah. This is still the same person who is provoking others without searching a provocation. I'm not searching. I was not. That was not my choice to have performing this in a church. That was a hazard. And
a hazard.
Yeah.
Why was it a hazard?
Because that was not my choice. Because there was not.
But it wasn't
stage.
dangerous. It wasn't a hazard in terms of.
No, it's not dangerous. It's nothing is dangerous. One of the most important discotheque in New York is Limelight. That was a huge cathedral, and still lots of accident over there with drugs, sex, and everything, and still happening, and still open. And several times they tried to close it, and they reopened again for the same and even worse experiences. Lots of very interesting point in the world. There is lots of this kind of paradox in our own body and mind. Look at myself. Being 100% androgynous or transgender is not easy. To be in provocation of each other all the time, permanently being in front of your opposite. Thinking that.
I think you and I once had this conversation, and I think about it from time to time that, and it's a question I've sometimes asked people who are known, Shali Zomarodi, Shali? You know
Shali.
Shali in San Diego, and she's a news anchor, but she dances.
She's
Maybe
an
you know.
Iranian.
She's Iranian. You don't know her.
I'm not into the pop music a lot.
It's not pop music. Doesn't matter. Forget that example. Where I was going with it is, sometimes, in terms of this, the underpinning of this conversation about how you don't want to, and I really appreciate what you're saying. You don't want to exploit your charm and your sexuality and all of these things to win people over. You don't want to have to do that anymore. You want to and be true to yourself and do the kind of things you want to do. The reality is, when people meet Shahrokh Moshkin Ghalam, or they see you at a party, or they kind of probably expect you to be the charming, funny. I mean, you're the guy who walks in the room and all of a sudden everybody's in a semicircle and you're making them laugh and you're performing and you're and that's a difficult burden to bear, because ultimately if you turn up at the dinner party and you're not that guy, everybody's kind of like, well, that was disappointing. We expected Shahrokh to be wild Shahrokh, telling, doing crazy.
And there's a lot of people who are disappointed after meeting me first time.
No, that's not what I mean.
Oh yeah, no. But the truth is, lots of people hate me the first experience. First meeting because I'm, as you said, I'm provocative. They do believe they are right and I'm wrong to be provocative. For example, when they come to me and they try to hug me full of this perfume, Shabdul Azimi, so sweet, and I'm allergic, hyper allergic to their perfume. I just cry. I can stand too much light over there, and I can just, please, I can't kiss you. Oh, خیلی آدمی بی تربیتی. Immediately their love become hate immediately.
Right.
Because they do not understand. I'm not trying to provoke them, but I'm allergic. I'm allergic to lots of things. I'm allergic to everything, almost everything. I have misophonia. I'm photophobic.
And everyone likes to touch you.
I don't know.
People want to hug you.
Of
They
course,
want to,
like myself, when I like something, I want to take it the closest possible to my body. I want it.
How do you feel about that? That you go to a mehmuni and everybody wants.
That's why I don't want anymore to go anywhere.
Right. That's the answer.
Yeah. That's why stage for me is not interesting, because after I have to meet tons of new people and so many interesting people, and there's no more room. I have already 100% and person in my life, very important, very close friends, and I want to spend more than 3 days per year for each of these very close friends.
That's incredible. I don't know if I've ever heard someone say that. That's such an interesting idea. You've already got enough interesting people.
Yeah,
you don't want to take any more interesting people on.
Sometimes I delete some of this. Recently, I did several.
Do they know? You don't tell them. You just stop talking to them.
No, I
right?
just stop. I block them like the.
How many interesting people are allowed at any given time?
For the moment, yeah, 100, because it's a full room.
Wow, you've said a lot. Before I let you go, okay, as ever, I come into an interview with you thinking we're going to talk about something, and we go in a whole other direction, but I love it. I'm curious now, just because again of where the conversation has gone. Do you think about legacy? Like, do you think about 50 years from now, what people will say in terms of what Shahrokh brought to the Iranian cultural landscape? Do you care about that? And if so, what do you hope that they say?
Of course I think about, but do I care about that, or it's important for me what they will say about me more than what they are saying about me now, or what they are saying about what Shahrokh was before. Lots of friends of mine, like very close friends of mine or family, and they're still, why you cut your hair? Or sometimes I see people, they tell me, why you cut your hair? I said, because I was needing money and I had the opportunity to sell my hair or my body, so I choose my hair. I said, no, you shouldn't cut your hair. What do you mean? I have to sell.
Did you sell your hair?
No, that was like a joke.
Oh,
It doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't. No, I'm not interested to.
You don't care about legacy.
I don't care about the others in general.
What others believe.
No, about
But
others.
you care about what impact you have. It's, I mean, at one point in the conversation today, you did say you've given up to a certain extent, not 100%, but on feeling like you can change
in 2 years.
Persian culture. No, not that. I'm talking about the fact that I can't change the Persian culture.
I can't change anything, not only the Persian culture. In France, I was working, as you mentioned. I was working for the very important venue, theater, literature centers, but I was not thinking I will change. My presence will change a lot. The world. I told myself when I was young, maybe I can be more productive for the Persian culture because they need more guys like me.
It's not wrong.
Oh yeah, but I worked a lot. I started 35 years ago, starting Khosrow Shirin. No one was interested by Persian culture 35 years ago. Lots of very intellectual people told me in Germany, it's interesting you are so Iranian, still working on Khosrow Shirin, the Adabiyat Farsi, Persian traditional music. It's interesting. And now everyone is dancing. They were just saying so many horrible things. And now everyone is Dervish Turner. Everyone is mystic. There is mystic festival. They invite me. Oh, let's say. Okay, so now everyone is happy. Okay, what should I do now? I'm just going to myself and having my books and enjoying very close friends conversations, lots of very interesting conversation, beautiful days and night I can have with my best friends. I don't need more. What should I have to be happy? Happiness is not about how much money you have. Happiness is how much love you have, how much you can handle love. How much you can understand love. What is the meaning of love? When you understand what is the meaning of love for you, this is reaching the summit of happiness. And I don't need anything else. When I'm happy, why do I have to look for more? The stage doesn't give me as much love, as much happiness. No, the clapping people coming to me and say, you're so beautiful, your hair is, you dance so well. That doesn't change anything for my informations. I love when people come to me and to say, I think what could help you to be more happy is this. And so then I enjoy more that, clapping, being fully appreciated by people, still provoking them, and so it doesn't help me anymore to be happy. I'm not suffering. But
except when you're on stage,
when I have to do it, when I accept to do some performances for friends, like Shahab asked me, like before Behfar pushed me to do Aref Nameh. He wants to play the role, and 2 weeks before the play, the game, he changed his mind. He is master of his mind, of course, but he pushed me to this disaster. Being on stage without having any desire. I did it for friends, and I was alone in it, and they left me. That's why he is one of those 100
close
close
have been deleted.
was deleted, because I don't want people like that around me. Can easily break your heart, break your happiness, break your love. I don't want anymore. Why? I have any hate about that kind of people, because we cannot be 100% of ourselves for you all the time. So that's why we need room for letting in someone else. Maybe.
Yeah, an older lady once told me, like, I think she was in her 80s. She was like, getting older is so great, you know. And I was like, oh yeah, why is it getting? Because you just learned that you only keep the people that you want around you. The rest of them could fuck off, you know. You do it.
I have lots of respect for all my very good friends, like Befar, like Farid Shafi Nouri. They have their life, and I love everything about those people, but I don't want to have any relation with these people. I loved, and it's past, and I'm not interested by anything in my past life, and I'm not worried about my future neither, because I'm enjoying the moment of present, being with you now. It's so joyful, but I don't want to know what will happen in 1 hour after that.
Well, I want to know, first of all, merci, Kilmadi. It means a lot to me. I really love having you here in the studio, honestly.
What should I say?
Nothing. You don't have to say anything.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. It's fine. And bienvenue. and also, I would like you to come in exactly 2 years. And I don't know, is there a date on the 2 years?
Night.
We can.
There's a night coming.
We can have a.
I will tell
We
you.
can line up a few of the people, the father and a few of the others that have been patiently waiting.
Right.
And Shahrokh is here. The 7 years have elapsed. Merci Kilmadi. Thank you. Kilmadi.
خدایا دست تو حیوانکی تو واقعا البته تو فارسی هم با نمکی ها بهت بگم فارسی هم با
چرا
نمکی.
اینطوری میگی؟ البته تو فارسی هم.
آخه when you're talking in English, you are thinking in English, and it's quite very synchronized.
Yes.
But when you're thinking in English and you're talking in Persian, there is
فکر نمی‌کنی تو فارسی فکر میکنم حرف میزنم؟
نه مثلا این گفتی اینا رو بپوش.
خب این گفتم اینا رو بپوش، مگه اینا رو داریم میپوشیم.
خب دیگه you're thinking in English.
That's true. ببین یه چیزی من همیشه میگم، این به شما میره. بعدش میگن نه باید بگی میاد. But این جاکت به تو میره. But because in English you would say this jacket goes with you.
بله میدونم دیگه همینو دارم میگم. You're thinking in English, and it's interesting when I'm just hearing you in English. I see how funny you are. But when you're talking Persian, you become funny, but not in the same way.
Not intentionally.
No, it's lovely. You look like a kid. Yeah. This is exactly how I loved people. Very simple, when like Farid.
Simple.
Like really simple, but in a good way. When I'm talking about love, I'm talking by force. I'm talking about the good way. Loving a kid, a dog, because it's simple. Loving someone.
I'm like a dog.
You're like a dog. You look like your dog, actually.
That's a compliment. My dog is very handsome.
Yeah, he is very handsome, and especially his attitude.
Because Kunisha guzashta on you, is that the thing?
I was never received by a dog. And
that's how he shows he likes the person. He puts his ass on them.
Like yourself.
Okay. Oh, you're cut off. Whatever's in that cup, no more. خداحافظ. مرسی که اومدی. مرسی که برگرد. 2 سال دیگه برگرد. یانا بپوش. شاهرخ مشکین قلم. مرسی. There you go, the always effervescent Shahrokh. If you have any thoughts on that interview or anything that we do on Roqe, get in touch with us at info@roqemedia.com, info@roqemedia.com. Of course, you can just post on any of our platforms as well. And listen up for a save the date coming soon, Roqe Live 6 coming soon. Wait for it, listen for it. I'll tell you more about it next week. This is full time for Roqe for today. Thank you to the amazing team who put this show together each week. Tina Farahi, Super P Parisa Sanjarani, Savi Roham Mehari. That's just Meher, but I wanted to rhyme. Also to the talented Anahita. Special thanks to Charming Kimia, the CK, Smart Peg, and Methodical Kave, the Rising Keon for your help. Thank you to all of you out there for supporting us, for sharing our content. Do subscribe if you haven't done so already on any or all of our platforms. It is free for you. Find the show on Instagram at Roqe Media, as well as on Telegram, Castbox, and all the other platforms. Find me on Instagram at Jian Gomeshi. And as ever, please, I beseech you, in the words of Uncle Behrang, Mizun Bashi.